Well, folks, here again for the weekly forecast. Before we get the main forecast, I would like to thank Stony Cooper for subbing in to me. I had to make a quick trip back to Michigan, and what I will report is got back from Michigan during the middle part of the week, and what I did notice was we had excessive amount of moisture across most of northwestern Indiana, western Michigan, and the eastern half of Interstate 83, northern Illinois. Lots of ponding of water. As you move westward, things could dried out considerably, but soils were still wet. Now we've added a couple precipitation events since I've returned, so I suspect that they are starting to get a little juicy in locations, which may actually alter the ability to get out in the fields and plant in a timely fashion. With more systems coming down the pipeline, it looks like they're going to be in for a very wet period over the next 2 weeks. For us, same thing. We're looking at numerous opportunities for precipitation with a couple strong events within this 7-day period. So as we go to the upper air models, the first, of course, precipitation event that we'll be dealing with is for today. As the system moves across the northern plains, there is another piece of energy moving through the southwest flow, which will generate a surface low basically over the Texas Panhandle, bringing moisture up into our region. So the precipitation that we see moving through eastern Nebraska today probably will come to an end tonight as this system moves up into the upper Great Lakes region. That allows a ridging temporary to build in for Easter Day, bringing mostly sunny conditions to the entire state, with increasing clouds late as this low pressure system starts to move toward the northeast. That will actually push some moisture up into our region late in the day and maybe even clipping southeastern Nebraska before we start to turn our attention to the west as a series of upper air lows begins to move its way through. The first one generates the low pressure system, once again the Texas Panhandle. That begins more of an easterly track, bringing most of the precipitation across eastern Kansas and points into the mid-Mississippi River Valley, with a little bit of precipitation possibly in southeastern Nebraska. Then we see a much deeper trough starting to dig in, starting to see low pressure organize in the Intermountain region. We will have a temporary break here in terms of precipitation across Nebraska, but we will start to see this moisture filtering very rapidly across the central Rockies and filtering into Nebraska, particularly as we get into Wednesday. As we start to see this trough digging, we got cold air behind it. Two surface lows will start to congeal across the western high plains. That spreads the moisture across western Nebraska. As we get into the day on Wednesday evening, and then as we go into the day Thursday, this shield will start to move its way east in response to the upper air low itself moving its way toward the Great Lakes. So we have a deep fetch of moisture with this system. Two areas of low pressure system. The more significant one is across southern Minnesota. That will generate a substantial shield of precipitation with potentially a mix of snow or all snow up in the Dakotas. This trough continues to deepen, shunning most of the moisture to the east of us as we get into the day on Friday, as these low pressure systems make their way up into the Great Lakes region. So we're going to see another widespread area of heavy precipitation basically from eastern Iowa to the Great Lakes, with some thunderstorm activity potentially in portions of northeastern Oklahoma into the southwestern Missouri. Now as we look at the 8 to 14 day forecast for next Thursday through the following Tuesday, we can see that we're right at the northern periphery of the above normal temperatures, with a cold pocket over the Great Lakes in terms of precipitation. Another series of low pressure systems will move across the country, bringing in well above normal moisture most of the northern half of the United States, with significant moisture potentially across portions of Iowa and points to the east.